Okay, well, thank you for your interest in adding your off-campus housing option to the Michigan Tech off-campus housing website, brought to you by the undergraduate student government here at Michigan Tech. My name is David Scholl. I work in the Student Activities office here, and I'm excited to walk you through the process of adding your listing to the website. Now, in order to get started, what you'll need to do is go to the old Michigan Tech off-campus housing site, which is shown up here in the top of my browser. And you'll see that there's now this disclaimer that says the off-campus housing website is moved, but this link to this form right here is what you're interested in. So go ahead and click on that. And once you fill out this form, it will let the people know in the USG and Student Activities office that you need a new login for the website. And so we'll go ahead and create that for you, within a couple hours to even a couple days, depending on the busyness of the office. And so once you have that login, you can navigate to the new Michigan Tech off-campus housing page at usg.mtu.edu/usg/housing. And it is worth noting that Michigan Tech, while we do provide this service, takes no responsibility for any of the content posted on this site. We leave it up to third parties, you as the landlord, to kind of moderate and monitor your own content. And so none of this is kind of directly monitored by the student government or the Student Activities office. And that's reflected down here in this disclaimer. So once you're ready to go ahead and log in and start adding your listings, you can go to WP, add to the URL wp-login-php, and that's going to bring you to a site that looks a lot like this. And so from here you can go ahead and click login, and it will authenticate your credentials, which you should have gotten via email. And when you log in, you'll see something that looks very similar to this. This is a little bit different. This is what the administrative panel looks like, but you'll see something very similar, just with a little bit fewer options and hopefully a little bit less overwhelming. So the first thing that you're going to go ahead and do is navigate over to this users, and you can go ahead and click on your profile. And this is what you're going to want to go ahead and update. And you can see that I've added my name and my information here. If you'd like, you can change the way that your color scheme looks. And so you're going to want to go ahead and update your first name, last name, nickname, and this display name publicly. Set that to your first and last name, because this is ultimately what students are going to use to contact you about your listing. So it's very important that they have the accurate information. They know who they're calling, and they know how to contact you. And so you can see, type in your email here. That's a required field. We required that when you signed up. If you have a website, say for example you're working for a real estate company, you can go ahead and add that there so that they can go ahead and look at it, or if you have a link to more information. A phone number goes here. If you're on social media, you're welcome to put that here, and if you would like to encourage people to connect with you, add a little bit more of a personal element to your listing, although it's certainly not required. And the more of these that you fill out, the better. And so if you're interested in, say, for example, adding some biographical info, you can type in, something like, I've been leasing homes for 10 years, or something like that. This is also where, if you need to, you can change your password. We recommend that you do that after getting that initial email, but it's not required. And so after that, most of this you can pretty much ignore, and some of this you won't even see. But make sure to click this update profile when you're done. So go ahead and click on that. And it'll make sure that all of your changes have been saved. And so now we're ready to go ahead and kind of add a new listing. And so on this sidebar, you should see this listings right here. And you can go ahead and hover over and just go ahead and click Add New. And this brings you to where you'll spend most of your time creating a listing. And so in this Enter Title, we recommend adding that's where you put the address of the home. So I'm just going to make up an address here, and that's pretty good. You probably don't need to put in the city and everything. There's places for that later. So here's where you type a brief description of the location. And that's, we recommend that you put as much information here as possible. And it's also an opportunity where you can add pictures. So you can click this Add Media place and put in as many pictures as you'd like right here. So as we move down, this custom text, that is the text that is going to show up on the little tiny red box that hovers over the pictures. And so we recommend you keep it very short, but if you really want to highlight something or draw something, attention to something, you can do that. We recommend you check your listing in the All Listings page to make sure that custom text fits. And you are able to edit these listings as you go. And one of the new things now is that we actually expect the landlords to kind of monitor and update the listings as necessary, including removing them after they have become unavailable. And so this is where you can enter kind of the details of your listing. And so say for example this is $299 per month, and we're leaving it up to the landlords on how they want to articulate this price. So you could do say for example $1,000 per month, and that's for the whole house, or if you wanted to do $300 per month per person, you can kind of show that however you'd like. But again, we do recommend that you look at the All Listings page to make sure that it does kind of look nice. There are character limits for how many characters you can put. So again, this is where we put the address, street, city, state, and zip code. You can pretty much ignore this MLS format. Square feet is a good thing to have. Bedrooms, we'd say, is pretty much required. And basement, you can kind of put whatever you'd like there. And what's really important, the really important thing here is to click this Send to Text Editor. And you'll see that it jumped back up here and added this property details with this weird, open bracket, close bracket. And what this is doing is it's telling our system to insert that information into your post. And so you can move that wherever you want, but make sure that it stays like this. It's got to have the open and close bracket with property details in it. And so you can put that wherever you want in regards to pictures and text and things like that, but it's really important that that's there if you want students to be able to see that information. And so those are the key things to do in this kind of middle section, but there is some things that we need to take care of over here on the right before we go ahead and publish this. So the first thing is find your name on this real estate agent, and if you don't have one, which is pretty likely if you're a new agent, you can go ahead and click Add New Real Estate Agent. And I'm just going to type in your name there. Ignore this parent real estate agent. That's kind of if you were under somebody else. But I'm just going to go ahead and click my name right here since I already have added that. And so, but if you didn't have it, all you'd have to do is click this Add New Real Estate Agent, and it would add your name to the list. So pretty straightforward. So these features tab, this is an opportunity to highlight some of the things that that really kind of make your place unique. And so you can click on this, choose from the most used features to see what other people are using, and you can kind of see that there's a very wide range, and we really recommend kind of sticking to what you would consider a feature. So some of these maybe aren't really features, and it's like so use your best discretion when adding a feature. And then contract. So this is an opportunity for you to highlight as a landlord what kind of contract is available. So is this available immediately? Is it a fall rental? Is this a one-year contract? Or are you open to a summer rental or things like that? And so you can highlight that to make it easier for students to find. Cities, this is where you can, again, so many students will want to search by city, and so you can tag, check which city your listing is from. And then pricing, we do have an opportunity here for students to search by price, and so if you want yours to show up in that kind of box, if you will, you have to go ahead and check where this falls in pricing. And so if you don't see your price here, you can add a new price. Now this featured image is important. This featured image will default to a no picture or available image. But what we encourage you to do is add a picture of your property. Now if you noticed at the beginning, the opening of the website, those were the scrolling images, and if you go to all listings, you'll see images of all the houses, or at least the ones that have added a featured image. So this featured image is what's the first thing that students will see, and we strongly encourage all landlords to add a photo. That way it kind of makes it pop and adds some legitimacy to the posting. So once you kind of go ahead and done that, you can scroll all the way back up to the top, go ahead and click Publish, and it's going to think here for a little bit, and it says up here at the top, Post has been published, which is perfect. That's what we want, so we can go ahead and click View Post. And you can see that here's where we put our description, here's the title, here's that the features that we added, and you can see right here about the landlord. Now, if you remember at the beginning, what I was talking about was that profile we added. This is where it shows up. So you can see right here, somebody's interested in contacting you about this. They know, very quickly and simply who to contact about this. And so this is very, very important to make sure that you do have that profile all the way filled out. And so you can kind of see, just to walk you through here. Now, of course, here's our listing. And so, when students go on, they'll be able to see it. You can kind of go through and see some of the other rentals that are available. And we are also adding this video as well as other resources as they become available to this Landlords tab, so we encourage you to use that. And this housing blog will be a place for Michigan Tech's undergraduate student government to provide resources to students while they're looking for a housing arrangement. So that is a pretty high-level overview of how to add a listing on the new Michigan Tech undergraduate student government's off-campus housing website. If you have any questions, feel free to contact the undergraduate student government at USG-PR-L. And they will be able to kind of help you out with that. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and we hope that you enjoy the new resource.